In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on August 2nd, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Minnesota Twins versus St. Louis Cardinals. It's the continuation of an interleague series on the diamond as a pair of teams in different situations battle in the Gateway City. The Minnesota Twins are on the road as they play the middle game of a 3-game series with the St. Louis Cardinals Wednesday night. Despite having a down season, the Cardinals remain one of the better offenses in the league. They are top 10 or around the top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBIs, walks, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. St. Louis will take on a pitcher that has been struggling mightily recently. Joe Ryan has allowed 4 earned runs or more in 4 of his last 6 starts. Giving up the long ball has been an issue for Ryan. He has allowed at least 1 home run in 6 straight starts. Ryan allowed 2 or more home runs in 4 of his last 6 starts, which includes one game where he allowed a whopping 5 home runs. St. Louis will hit Ryan and score a lot of runs. In any case, Ryan hasn't been great on the mound lately. He's got 11 earned runs in his last 3 starts over a period of 15 innings. St. Louis should have some early chances to get base runners if they can get the bats going. On Tuesday, the Cardinals didn't have a terrible offensive evening. They just didn't get going until late in the game and only drew 1 walk. St. Louis is pretty limp on the scoreboard these days with 3 or fewer runs in 6 of their last 7 games. The Cardinals are going to need a better effort with the bats in Game 2, so the St. Louis Cardinals money line is our full game side pick. Joe Ryan has been struggling recently. He has allowed 4 earned runs or more in 4 of his last 6 starts. Giving up the long ball has been an issue for Ryan. He has allowed at least 1 home run in 6 straight starts. Ryan allowed 2 or more home runs in 4 of his last 6 starts, which includes one game where he allowed a whopping 5 home runs. St. Louis has been good on offense this season. They are top 10 or around the top 10 in the league in runs, hits, home runs, RBIs, walks, batting average, OBP, SLG, and OPS. This will be a higher scoring game, and the over will hit. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Cincinnati Reds versus Chicago Cubs. The Cincinnati Reds meet with the Chicago Cubs in a National League Central showdown on Wednesday evening. The Reds will have rookie Brandon Williamson on the mound. The Cubs will give the nod to Drew Smyly. The Reds lead the season series 5-2 after a 20-9 Cubs win on Tuesday evening. The Reds have won 5 of Williamson's last 6 starts on the road, and they have won 9 of their last 11 games against the spread overall. Cincinnati swept the Cubs in a 3-game set on the road earlier this season. They feasted on Chicago pitching, batting .381 with a .593 slugging percentage. Despite their winning streak last week, the Cubs have lost 3 of their last 5 series at home. Cincinnati hitters have performed well on the road this season, ranking in the top 10 in the league in batting average away from their home stadium. The Reds lead the league in stolen bases per game on the road, so look for them to increase their scoring opportunities at Wrigley with their speed. The Reds pitching staff has been effective on the road recently, producing a 2.93 earned run average over their past 5 games. They have limited their opponents to 3 runs or less in 6 of their last 9 games overall. The Cubs have lost Smyly's last 4 starts. Smyly has not been very effective at Wrigley this season, producing an earned run average just under 6 while averaging over 9 hits per 9 innings at home in 9 starts and 1 relief appearance. The Cubs had an amazing day at the plate on Tuesday as they scored 20 runs on 21 hits. Cincinnati has had a very good season so far, but their pitching staff is ranked 26th in team earned run average. Both teams have played well recently, and this should be a great game. Cincinnati is starting Brandon Williamson, who has allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in 5 straight starts. Chicago is starting Drew Smyly, who has allowed 1, 4, 5, and 4 earned runs over his last 4 starts. I believe that the pitching matchup favors the Reds. The trends support a Cincinnati victory with Williamson on the mound at Wrigley on Wednesday, so the Cincinnati Reds money line is our full game side pick. All three of the games played between these two teams in May went over the run total. 35 total runs were scored during the series. The Reds batted a healthy .381 with a .593 slugging percentage at Wrigley in their previous 3 games there. The first game of the current series also went over the run total. The Cubs' offense has been clicking at home recently, producing a healthy .281 batting average with a .482 slugging percentage in their last 6 games at home. Williamson has an earned run average approaching 5 with a 1.56 WHIP in his 6 starts on the road this season. Both Chicago and Cincinnati are currently ranked in the top 10 in the majors in average runs scored per game overall. The Cubs are ranked 7th in average runs scored at home with 5.09. The Reds' pitching staff is ranked only 25th in the league in earned run average with 4.62, so expect the hot-hitting Cubs to have several scoring opportunities throughout this game in their home stadium. The Cubs have pushed or gone over the run total in their last 3 games. Chicago has gone over the run total in each of Smiley's last 4 starts. Most signs point to a higher scoring affair when these two teams meet at Wrigley on Wednesday. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Chicago White Sox versus Texas Rangers. These teams have completely different directions moving forward. The visiting Chicago White Sox traded away a solid chunk of their roster. Hosting them is a Texas Rangers team that is furiously trying to fend off the Astros for the American League West crown. They will collide in Globe Life Field after a busy trade deadline. When looking at the starting pitching splits this season, there is some difference as Dylan Cease is 3-1 with a 4.03 earned run average and a 1.22 WHIP over the course of 11 road games, while Dane Dunning is 5-1 with a 3.52 earned run average and a 1.14 WHIP in 11 home games. Throughout the month of July, there has been a bit of a difference as Texas is averaging 5.13 runs in their 24th of July games, while Chicago is scoring 4.26 runs in their 23 games. The White Sox's lineup just does nothing for me if I'm being honest, and Dylan Cease can pitch as well as he wants, but if he's not getting any run support, it's hard to win baseball games. The Rangers have the Astros hot on their tails, and I think that Texas knows they can ill afford to drop any winnable spots like this if they're going to maintain that lead with head-to-head matchups with the Astros still to be played. Even without knowing the Texas starter, betting on them in a playoff push to beat a team that's sold is the smart option, especially at home and with the massive difference in offensive production. It's unlikely that the White Sox will hold down the Rangers' bats, while it's much more likely that Chicago is silent, so the Texas Rangers money line is our full game side pick. Both of these bullpens have been struggling throughout the entire regular season, and this is going to be interesting. Chicago is currently 25th in the majors with a 4.63 bullpen earned run average, while Texas is even worse as they are 27th in baseball with a 4.83 reliever earned run average thus far. These offenses have been doing extremely well as of late as the White Sox are scoring 4.17 runs in their last 12 games, while the Rangers are averaging 5 runs in their previous 11 games. Texas scores more than anyone, and that should lead the way for a high-scoring game. Chicago's pitching staff is weak in the rotation and bullpen. The Rangers scored at least 5 runs in all 3 games played in Chicago. Now that the venue has shifted to Arlington, they should only score more. Tack on runs from the White Sox against whoever the Rangers pitch, and this will probably finish over the total comfortably. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.